What happened in the fateful night of June 15, 2020 was an unprovoked attack by the Chinese border troops on Indian soldiers in the Galwan Valley, even after the commander-level talks was agreed for de-escalation from both sides. It was a major lesson for India that it can never believe its Asian neighbor. Right from 1962 to till now, China betrayed India every time. Though India has remained committed to peace on the border, China's greediness to become world power and expansion has made it to consistently indulge in territorial disputes right from Arunachal Pradesh to Aksai Chin in Ladakh. Not only with India, since 1949, China has also been involved in 23 territorial disputes. And what China says, that it has solved the territorial disputes with all of its neighbors. But the point is, it has solved all the disputes with smaller countries and the two on China's terms. As India follows the Gandhian principle, it never reciprocated and always maintained peace and paved way for political level talks to diffuse the tension. But it's high time that fitting reply should be given. So what steps can be taken to tame this Chinese aggression? Shall India reciprocate with military power? No, since China is quite powerful than India in defense forces as they rank second in military spending. Then, should India stop procuring any Chinese products which will hit China economically? No, not at all, as this knee-jerk reaction will hit India more, as balance of trade is clearly tilted in favor of China. India imports far more than it exports from China, and India is heavily dependent on China for everything from computer to habits. Moreover, India's prestigious organization, ISRO, is also dependent on Chinese imports for its business. It is a fact that India is in no position to take on China now and for some time to come. But India can plan strategically so that it is better prepared in future to avoid these situations. Let's discuss what all the steps or strategic decisions can be taken. Strategic decision number 1. Build diplomatic relations. India should try to look away from Beijing and towards China's traditional rivals, the United States, Japan, UK, as well as Australia, who are similarly worried about China's growing influence. The Quad between the US, India, Japan and Australia must be formalized to keep the Indo-Pacific free of any Chinese influence. If India plays its card right and develops an adept form of international diplomacy, it should be able to find a way reasonably successful, signaling to China that it has options and that China would be wise not to escalate these situations too far. Strategic decision number 2. Look West policy. For years, the United States and its allies have tried to persuade India to become a closer military and economic partner in confronting China's ambitions. At the moment, the US and India's strategic view of China is similar. It helps India to have American and Western backing. Moreover, America is known to build anti-China axis, and this anti-Chinese alliance between America and India pursuing a strategy of containment would be a nightmare for China. India has to accept the fact that it has to decide between US or China, as enjoying the best of both worlds may no longer be the option. Strategic decision number 3. Indulge in passive war. Currently, China is involved in various human rights violations in Hong Kong, Taiwan and Tibet. Apart from it, China has been criticized of causing corona pandemic as majority of the nation apart from India has voiced its anger against China, making it responsible for it. It's high time that India should highlight each of these issues through diplomatic channel and in international forums and build pressure on China. India should try to unite international community with itself, which will make China to think twice before indulging in future endeavors. Strategic decision number 4. To build defense infrastructure. India should look into its defense budget allocation and restructure it in such a way that it should procure the latest weapons and equipments from US, Israel, Russia and France, in addition to developing its own technological and manufacturing expertise. Moreover, it should plan to expand Ladakh Scouts Regiment as it specializes in mountain warfare. Ladakh Scouts recruits mainly from India's Ladakhi and Tibetan ethnic communities. As these youths are well trained to function in low oxygen, extremely cold and high altitude operations, it will help the army in dealing with Chinese infiltration through mountain regions. Finally, we would like to conclude that it is the need of the hour for India to build up its own capabilities through economically, diplomatic and defense to counter China in all fronts. Thank you.